Hello everybody and welcome to the Ozarks Sports Report podcast. I am here with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon. And for today's show, we're going to be doing another weekly recap with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon. Recapping the games from the last week, the Crane Pirates went over to Christian County and played the Sparta Trojans and defeated them 14-0. And then the Pirates came back home after a very, very lengthy road trip and played the Blue-Eye Bulldogs and defeated the Blue-Eye Bulldogs by a final score of 14-6. Then they went up to Greene County to Ash Grove, and they played Ash Grove and Purdy. They beat Ash Grove 5-2, and then defeated Purdy 14-13. Coach, what was the main strategy coming into those four games with Sparta, Blue-Eye, Ash Grove, and Purdy?
Well, we come into each week and we have a plan. You know, obviously our plan every week is to try to go undefeated for the week, but we, preach to the kids we take it one game at a time, and we did that well this week. 3 of the 4 games, we scored 14 runs, so, our bats are coming alive. The other game, we faced some really good pitching, and we faced good pitching in those games, but Ash Grove, we faced some really good pitching. We were held to 5 runs, but we only gave up 2, and, we take it one game at a time, but this is our first week of the season that we did go undefeated, and it was a 4-0 week.
And now with that 4-0 week that you guys had from those wins with Sparta, Blue-Eye, Ash Grove, and Purdy, what would be your words to your players that came out on the diamond with Ash Grove, Sparta, Blue-Eye, and Purdy?
Well, the words are the plan is always to go out and play hard, never quit, and never die. 3 of those games we had the lead the whole way, so we didn't really have to worry about battling back. But then the 4th one more than made up for that when we trailed 13-5 going into the 6th, and we put up a 9-run inning and held them off in the bottom of the 7th. So just kids fought hard, and that's what I expect out of them.
And with the main definition that we like to call for the Crane Pirates is always well fought, hard fought. They always fought hard. And if you had anybody to say for your player of the week for this week, who would you give that award to from the Crane Pirates?
Man, that's a tough one, but Harley Howard had a good week swinging the bat, just like he did the week before, kind of carried over. He didn't hit the ball tremendous in the 2 games against Ash Grove, but he was at the 2 games at Ash Grove. He was able to get on base and make things happen. So Harley did a good job. Darren Terrell continued. Darren had 2 long games behind the plate and just persevered. Right now our little hobbled with some of our backup catching. If Darren had not been able to go the distance for those 2 games, we're not sure what we had done. Our backups got a boot on with an injury. The guy behind him was gone for a family funeral, and we'd have made something work, but Darren showed that we didn't have to.
And then after those players of the week, we go into the next week where you guys have Billings, Pierce City, and Dadeville. What's going to be the main strategy coming into those games between Pierce City, Billings, and Dadeville?
Same as we always try to do. We go in trying to take good at-bats, make the pitcher work hard, and, pitchers are going to make their pitches, and when they do, we try to not chase those pitches early in the count, but if we get to 2 strikes, we have to fight off their pitch and wait for the good ones that we can get. That's always our plan, and we've got to pitch it well. There's some good offensive teams in that week next week, so our pitching's going to be huge, especially after having to use so much pitching this past week. We're just going to have to do our thing on the mound.
And then as we go into the advantages, what were the advantages that you saw from this past week from the 4 games that you guys played with Sparta, Blue-Eye, Ash Grove, and Purdy?
I'd say the advantages that we had were that our work ethic and our grit. Had a shutout against Sparta. Harley Howard had a little bit of a sore arm after that, so did some DH in the rest of the week. We're sure he's going to be fine, but he gutted it out once his arm started to get a little sore. Of course, he kept that a secret from me, so I didn't know it. But the next couple of days he was sore, so we've had him DH. Hopefully, we can work him back on the defense at first base. And Blue-Eye, we always got to come out and compete. They had an unfortunate injury with their best pitcher, but we still had to compete with the guys they sent out there. Ash Grove, the last 2 years, had come from behind to beat us. So we knew once we got a lead, we were going to have to continue to push. And then Purdy, we had the tremendous comeback, and that was just our fight and our grit.
And then we move on from the advantages to the disadvantages. What were the disadvantages that you saw from this week from your players from the Sparta, Blue-Eye, Ash Grove, and Purdy games?
I would say that some of the negatives were, Sparta things went pretty well. But then the Blue Eye game, we had some sloppy play, gave some what we call freebies, gave them free bases. And I told the guys after the game, that's not going to happen every game, to where, as we go through the season, teams are going to take more advantage of the freebies we give them. And Purdy, we hit some batters, we walked a lot of guys, made some errors, and Purdy made us pay for that. And they're a great team, and we were fortunate enough that we took advantage of some of their mistakes as well. But we just, we've got to clean up the defense still.
And now we move on from the disadvantages to the corrections. What are the corrections that you're going to be making from these two games that you guys played against Ashgrove and Purdy until the next game on Tuesday against Billings back home here at Crane?
Always the case with your pitchers, you want to throw more strikes. And we got to eliminate the leadoff walks and leadoff hit batters, because those almost always inevitably will score. So we just have to get ahead of hitters, pitch ahead, and then our starters, I don't ask them to go the distance. Sometimes it happens, but we've got guys behind them that we bring out of the bullpen, and hopefully they can continue to do that. And our bullpen was huge in that Purdy game to keep it manageable, where we were able to come back.
And then if you had any words to say to the coaches of Sparta, Blue Eye, Ashgrove, and Purdy, what would your words be to those four coaches that you guys played against in this week on Monday, Friday, and Saturday?
Not singling any of them out, but we faced four great coaches this week. They all do a great job with their programs, and my words to them would be to continue to do what you're doing and continue to keep your kids working hard, because everybody we played, their kids did the job of working hard and did their thing, and we have to continue to do the same. And they know when we come in, we're going to fight hard, and all four of those coaches, I know their guys are going to fight hard as well.
All right, I'm here with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon, after he saw a 14-0 win over Sparta. Coach, what was the initial ingredient coming into this game against Sparta?
We were coming off that loss to New Covenant, and we wanted the extra focus. We knew that Sparta is a team that we've handled in the past, but we didn't want to overlook them. That was our goal coming off the bus, was to score a lot of runs and put a beating down, and that's kind of what we did. We put up 14, hit the ball well, took advantage of some wild pitching on the other side, and put together 10 hits, and pitched it extremely well.
And with that 14-0 win over Sparta, who would be your player of the game for tonight?
Oh, probably a couple tonight. Harley Howard had a no-hitter going into the last inning, gave up a hit to lead off that inning. Ended up with 6 or 7 strikeouts, I believe, in 5 innings. And Bryson Brandstetter got his first home run in the spring, hit the ball well, also had a single, 2 for 2. Reached base 3 times tonight. So, at least those guys, maybe some more once I look at the stats.
And then you guys have got Blue Eye back home at Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium back in Crane. What's going to be the dish that you're going to bring to the dinner table against Blue Eye?
Well, first thing we have to do is get out our map and figure out where Tootie Parsons is. We haven't been there in a long time. It's been it'll be 4 weeks to the day on Friday since we've played at home. So once we figure out where Tootie Parsons is, we'll get out there and we figure we're going to see Reagan, and our work's cut out for us. We've struggled to hit him in the past 2 times, but they've struggled to hit us as well. So hopefully we can come out and do what we can do.
And if you had any words to say to head coach Tyler Jones and the Sparta Trojans, what would your words be to the head coach of the Sparta Trojans, Tyler Jones?
Tyler's a great guy, great coach. He's doing the right things, and I just tell him to continue what he's doing and get his kids in the right direction, because that's what's going on here.
All right, thanks for taking the time with us, Coach Harmon, and best of luck with you guys against Blue Eye.
Thank you.
I'm here with the starting pitcher of the Crane Pirates, senior Harley Howard, after he got the win with a 14-0 victory over the Sparta Trojans. Harley, what was the initial outcome of this game, and what was the game plan coming into this game?
I just wanted to pound the strike zone and get ground balls behind our pitchers and get outs.
And with you getting those outs and your team coming out on offense, what would your words be to the offense of the Crane Pirates that backed you up on the mound?
Oh, they backed me up tremendous. I mean, hit after hit, walk after walk. Everybody's doing good today. They were on a roll.
And then you got Blue Eye coming up on Friday night, which was the final score over down in Taney County against Forsyth. Blue Eye falling 10-4. What's going to be your game plan coming up against Blue Eye?
I'd say just keep doing our thing, keep hitting the ball, and playing behind our pitchers.
And if you had any words to say to head coach Tyler Jones of the Sparta Trojans, what would your words be to head coach Tyler Jones and Sparta?
I thought they put the ball in play pretty quick. I mean, we made plays on them. So that was about it.
All right, thanks for taking the time with us, Harley, and best of luck with you guys on Friday at Blue Eye.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with another Crane Pirate, Bryson Brandstetter, after he had a 3-run home run tonight against the Sparta Trojans. Bryson, what was the initial game plan coming into this game against Sparta?
Just go in there and do our thing and hit the ball hard and just try to see their best pitcher.
And with the pitching of Harley Howard that you had tonight against Sparta, what would your words be to Harley Howard tonight after an amazing performance tonight against Sparta?
Just keep doing his thing up on the mound because he's a great pitcher. He had his curveball working pretty well today, and his fastball was just deadly, following up his curveball. So just keep throwing it.
And then you guys got Blue Eye coming up on Friday night back home at Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium. What's going to be the game plan coming up against you guys and Blue Eye?
It'll probably just be to see the ball and hit the ball hard and play behind our pitchers and try to throw strikes.
And if you had any words to say to the team of the Sparta Trojans and head coach Tyler Jones, what would your words be to the head coach of the Sparta Trojans, Tyler Jones?
It'd just be to keep working and keep improving because they're going to be good in a couple of years. They're pretty young. So they're going to have a bunch of guys returning next year, and they're going to end up being pretty good.
All right, thanks for taking the time with us, Bryson Brandstetter, and best of luck with you guys on Friday against Blue Eye.
Thanks, Adam.
Welcome back to Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium. I'm here with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon, after a 14-6 win over the Blue Eye Bulldogs. Coach, what was the ingredient into today's game against the Blue Eye Bulldogs?
Well, we came out, knew that Reagan had been hurt. We always see him on the mound, and so we knew we had to make an adjustment. We were going to see a different pitcher. They threw a guy that did a good job against us, kept us off balance, kept us ahead of the ball, and we really struggled with him early. And then we adjusted late as they made pitching changes, and things worked out for us.
Then with Ryan Reagan getting hurt and a new pitcher on the mound for the Blue Eye Bulldogs, what was the attack plan for your hitters to go up against the pitcher that you guys had against the Blue Eye Bulldogs tonight?
Well, Jeremiah George did a good job, like I said, keeping us off balance, and we were ahead of pitches. We just had to make adjustments, try to hit the ball in the middle of the field like we work on, and as the game progressed, we got better at that.
Now it's been 27 days since you guys have played a ball game here on this turf. What did it mean to you guys to come back to your home field and play a ball game after being on the road for 27 days?
Well, it just almost seemed like the home opener again, like we've had a second home opener for the season. In that 4 weeks we did have a couple scheduled that rained out. It just worked out that we didn't get them in. We've got those all rescheduled. I think there was 3 in that amount of time. But we've just got to, I think all these road games we've played has made us a little tougher, and we've come out and showed some of that toughness tonight.
And then you guys go on to Ash Grove to play Ash Grove and Purdy tomorrow at Ash Grove. What's the game plan going to be for you guys against Ash Grove and Purdy?
Ash Grove, the last 2 years have come from behind to beat us, and so we know we can score runs against them if we'll go out and execute our offensive game plan. And but we've got to hold them off. We got to be better on the mound, and we've got to work hard. We used 4 pitchers tonight, but 3 of the 4 stayed under the 30 pitch limit, so they're available tomorrow, which is huge for us. And then the Purdy game is, that's all you have to say is Crane and Purdy. We had 3 great games against each other in the fall. 2 of them 1-run games, one won by each of us, and then they won the third game. So it's hopefully have a good day of baseball.
And then with the team of the Blue Eye Bulldogs that you guys played, if you had any words to say to the head coach of the Blue Eye Bulldogs, Coach Dustin Avers, what would your words be to the head coach of the Blue Eye Bulldogs?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what I told him after the game. I said, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. Changing some culture there, and he's working hard with his kids. He's talked about what he's going to do this summer and what he's going to do with his young kids. So my advice to him is just to keep working.
Thanks for taking the time with us, Coach Harmon, and best of luck with you guys tomorrow at Ash Grove.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, I'm here with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon, after a 5-1 victory over the Ash Grove Pirates, or 5-2 victory over the Ash Grove Pirates. Coach, what was the main strategy coming into this game against Ash Grove?
Well, we wanted to continue the way we had been hitting the ball and our approach to hitting. They started a young man that their coach said had been struggling as a reliever, and they were trying to get him back on track, and he was very good. He was dominant on the mound for a while. We were able to work his pitch count up, take advantage of a little bit of wildness, and we only got 4 hits against him, but those hits, we put them together, and what mattered, they out-hit us 5-4, but the 4 hits we got, we made matter. We had a 3-run third inning, which was huge for us. And then Nick Bryan, can't say enough about him on the mound. He got a complete game against the Class 3 team. Much needed complete game the way the day turned out where we needed relievers. We used 3 relievers last night and then come back today and needed 2 relievers in the second game today. So Nick's outing was huge for us.
And now Nick Brandon had a complete game against the Ash Grove Pirates, only allowing 2 runs to score. What were your words for Nick Brandon before he took the mound today against Ash Grove?
Well, the main thing I said to him is something you never have to really say to Nick, because Nick is a competitor, but I said, go compete, give us what you got. Honestly, I was hoping he'd get us 4 or 5 innings and then we could go to our bullpen. He just kept doing his job. We never had to go to the bullpen. He just did the job all day.
And now we have coming up with the big bats that you guys had against Ash Grove. What would your words be to the big bats that you guys had against Ash Grove?
Well, I wouldn't call it a day of big bats as much as timely hitting. We had 4 hits on the game, but we took advantage of all 4. We had 1 hit by Vaught, 1 by Elder, 1 by Howard, and 1 by Terrell, and we put those together. Terrell's was a huge one. He was our first hit of the game. We already had a run before that, but bases loaded, 2 outs, and he bloops one down the left field line that the wind looked like it was going to carry it foul, and it stayed fair by inches and cleared the bases. And after that, Nick was able to settle in on the mound and pitch with a lead and did his thing.
Now, if you had any words to say to the head coach at Ash Grove, what would your words be to the head coach of the Ash Grove Pirates?
Coach McMain does a good job with his kids. He's very calm, and I can tell he expects a lot out of them. He, just expects them to do the right things. It's a kind of a quiet place, but they go about their business and do their thing. He had a good kid on the mound, and the guys they brought in relief did some good things. And we just, we took advantage of what few mistakes they did make. And I just tell Coach to keep plugging away. And he's in a tough Class 3 district, and he's just going to have to keep working and find ways to win.
Thanks for taking the time with us, Coach Harmon, and best of luck with you guys on Tuesday.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Bryan Harmon, after a big victory over the Purdy Eagles today over in Ash Grove. Coach, what was the main strategy coming into the game against Purdy?
Well, the strategy we wanted to employ just didn't work out at all. We come in wanting to, assert ourselves on the mound, and they came in and just slapped us around a little bit, delivered that first blow with a 6-run second inning. We had to make pitching change as early as the second inning, which is not ideal. And, we plugged away after that. We didn't quit. We kept taking good at-bats, and, things worked out for us in the end.
And now with those big innings that you guys had to help deliver you that big 14-13 win over the Purdy Eagles, what was the main ingredient that helped you fuel that 14-13 win in those big innings?
After they had jumped out 8-0 on us, and when we put up 4 in the third, got to feeling a little better about ourselves. But then they immediately come out and had a couple more big innings. Then we go into the 6th. I told our guys after the 5th, I said, win or lose this game, you guys better fight. We got to keep fighting. And, they scratched and clawed, kept it close for a while, then they pulled away. We go into the 6th down 13-5, and we just put together some at-bats. The first 3 guys reached on hits, just got things going. Had a couple guys got 3 hits each for the game, drove in some runs, and 9-run 6th. And then after that, Brent Williams had been in there and not been really effective, but as soon as we took that lead, he became a monster, and he went in there and had him scoreless 7th inning to close it out with a strikeout. And just call it gutsy. Everybody was gutsy the rest of the game.
Now with Brent Williams, who was on the mound today against the Purdy Eagles, what would your words be to the pitcher that came in for the game of Brent Williams against Purdy?
Well, when he came in, he didn't seem like he was quite ready. He gave up some hits. He ended up in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 runs of his own. But he kept it close enough that not really close when you have to have a 9-run inning, but kept it manageable. We got back, had our big inning, and then on the way out to the field, that last inning, my words for him was, "Don't let this get away. Finish it." And he stepped up there and did it. Had a big 7th inning and sealed it off for us.
And then you guys come back home to Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium, and you'll be playing your neighbors to the north, which are Billings, at Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium. What are going to be the main objectives to beat Billings on Tuesday night against Billings?
Well, if you reflect back to the fall, Billings came out and got a 7-0 lead on us, and we just had to battle back, and we were fortunate enough to take advantage of some of their mistakes back in the fall. So we know, Coach Cherry does a great job with them. Coach, he does the right things, and their kids are going to plug away. It's a big game for them because they want to come out and get us, and we just have to do our thing and continue to take good at bats. And don't know who we'll have starting on the mound for certain right now, but whoever it is, they've got to step up and give us a performance to go deep in the game where we can kind of rest our bullpen a little bit, hopefully.
And then if you had any words to say to the head coach of the Purdy Eagles, Coach Josh Hughes, what would your words be to the head coach of the Purdy Eagles, Josh Hughes?
Well, what I said to him after the game was, just like always, it's a crazy game. We had a game in the fall in the Wood Bat Tournament Championship game that was 2-1, and this was exactly the opposite of that. 14-13 game is played a lot different than a 2-1 game. So, I don't have to say much to Coach Hughes because I know he's going to keep his kids working hard, and he fights hard for his kids and goes out there and works with them, and I know that's going to continue to be the case.
All right, thanks for taking the time with us, Coach Harmon, and best of luck with you guys against Billings.
Thank you.
Okay, that is going to wrap up our show for today. We hope you enjoyed our show, and we hope you enjoyed us sitting down with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, head coach Bryan Harmon. If you want to stay connected with their social media, be sure to like them on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter. Their Twitter is at Crane_Coach. Once again, that's Crane_Coach. And if you want to stay connected with us through our social media, be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website. Our website is ozarksportsreport.wixsite.com/Ozarks Sports Report. And once this episode is going to be uploaded, we will tag Crane Baseball in the link on Twitter. So once again, I want to say thank you all for tuning in to today's show, and we hope to see you guys in the next show. Have a good day, everybody.